Hi, this is Jeff with the IT department, and I'm here to talk to you today about web time entry for EOU student worker supervisors. So this is basically a training on how to approve timesheets in web time entry, basically in Webster, and submitting them to payroll. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing to note as a supervisor for a student worker here at EOU is there's a new form, basically a new procedure for all supervisors to follow when they have student workers at EOU, whether they're new student workers or they're pre-existing in the system. Every student must have a timesheet created within web time entry. So to do this, as your supervisor, you must get this form completed and sent to payroll at least 3 days within their start of their employment. If you don't get this submitted to payroll, payroll cannot create a timesheet in web time entry for your students to work. So it's very critical that you get this form completed and turned in immediately. And you can find this form on their website. It's eou.edu/payroll, and I'll show you where that's at right now. And to get to the new form, you can find it in two different spots. You can either go to Forms, and the new student employee payroll form for web time entry is here, or if you go to the actual web time entry tutorial site, which I'm going to show you next, visit web time entry for students, and you can find that form here as well. And also within this site, there's a tutorial for supervisors that you can view that basically shows how you log into your Webster account and how you approve timesheets going forward. So like I said, this video is also an accompaniment of that, so if you have any questions, you can just contact the payroll office. One thing to note is that we have email alerts set up for timesheets when they're passed back and forth between employees and supervisors. So when a student submits their timesheet to you as their supervisor, you'll receive an automated email from web time entry at noreply@eou.edu stating that within the last hour they have submitted their timesheet for approval, and then they'll give you a list of how many people have done that. So you can use this in addition to the status series that I'll show you once we get logged in. Also note that when you return a timesheet to a student, it also submits an email to them. It's still wise, since you only have 2 days to review and approve timesheets, to make sure you contact the student as well and make sure that they get that done. So let's go ahead and log into our Webster account and start processing student timesheets. So to do that, we're going to visit the EOU portal, select Webster, and then get logged in. Now that you're logged into Webster, you can browse to the timesheets by clicking on the Employee Services tab or click on the link down here. And once you're there, you click on the timesheet link here. And coming soon, we'll have timesheets available for all employees, but currently we're just going to be approving or acknowledging time. So this should be selected. And from here you can see I'm the supervisor of the computing operations. This is the pay period that I'm going to review and approve timesheets for. You can sort employees' records by name or by status of the name, or do it by name. I'm just going to do status. Now you can see here based on the status, it shows you all of the timesheets that are either pending my approval, which there are 3 employees. There are 2 that are in progress, and then there's 2 students who haven't started their timesheets yet. So as you know, you only have a couple of days to review this, but to get them to turn into payroll, so you need to contact these students ASAP to have them turn in their times. So we're going to go ahead and review one of the timesheets here. There's 2 different screens you can do this. Now, as you know, there's a new Oregon law where it allows sick leave for all employees in the state of Oregon. So what this breaks down to is that every 30 hours that your student works, they accrue 1 hour of sick leave. So you can view any of your students' leave balances here. And since this just started January 1st, it's January 6th, you'll see that there's no sick time banked at all. So basically you can take a look and see if they've entered any time, any sick leave, and you can change that. So now here's another example of an employee who actually took 8 hours of sick time here, but yet they haven't banked any. So that's a red flag you definitely want to watch out for when you're reviewing these. So what you do is then you can go to view their timesheet by clicking on their name. It shows their actual punches. So here's the day that this person called in sick. We know from looking at their leave balances they didn't have any time available. And we want to make a change on their record. So you're going to click Change Record. And we're going to remove the 8 hours of sick leave. You can change him here if he'll say he was only sick 4 hours, but we're going to delete it completely by clicking this delete button. And deleting will remove all changes. Hit OK. And then it's gone. So you can return to the previous menu. Now anytime that you make changes to a record, let's say this person was sick on the 16th, I'm going to go back to the main menu. We're going to add a comment. Now anytime you make changes, you want to make sure you add comments. So I'm going to state remove sick leave as no time accrued. And that was 12, 16, and 15. And we want to save this. And you can see that my comment is now here and saved. You can return timesheets for correction, but note that you only have 2 days to get them turned into payroll. So, I mean, it's usually easier if you change the record yourself if you know that something's incorrect, or you can return it for corrections here by selecting this button. The choice is up to you. The student will receive an email when you do return timesheets for correction, and then you'll receive an email back once it's returned back to you. Now the other thing that you can do as a supervisor, since let's say you're going to be out sick, let's say you want to delegate some new responsibilities to employees, you can set up a proxy. And basically a proxy is somebody that can also approve timesheets in your absence. As you can see, I have 2 people already delegated as proxies and for me, but basically you can just select this from this list. Just look for a person that you want to delegate permissions to, and let's see, we're going to have Barb Childers do this. Click the Add button and hit Save, and you can see that it saves her. If you want to remove somebody again, if this is a temporary thing or if a job duty changes, click Remove and hit Save. And if you have any questions about web time entry, you can visit their website at www.eou.edu/payroll. You can email the payroll group at payroll-group@eou.edu, or you can contact them by phone at 541-962-3286. Thanks for watching.